I just realized you couldn't hear me at all. My bad. No one else is here yet, so I was gonna wait till 5:10 to see if anyone else showed up. So me and Tina have just been wrestling. And if no one's here in the next couple of minutes, if you are down to do it by yourself, I am more than happy to teach you because I still need to get my workout in too. So I am gonna wait just 2 more minutes, see if we got any late starters since no one had showed up just yet. And then we will get started. Get it, girl. That's how I get a fake workout, right? Here, single arm rows. Who needs dumbbells when you have a dog for resistance, you know? Good work, girl. Give him one more minute. Well, hopefully you've been having a good day. Happy hump day. I won't be doing as much babbling today since it's just you and I. We'll give him one more minute there. So it might be a little extra boring today, but we'll just get through this together and feel good that we showed up and got our work done. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna do, where'd it go? Functional strength training. To start us off, I hit 2 pretty heavy lifts in the gym this week, so my flexibility and mobility are not gonna be where they normally are at. Totally fine, I'm just gonna adjust as I see fit. Let's start with just a nice tall reach. Pull those hands away from those feet. Good, let's go into an inchworm. We're gonna bring ourselves, down to the ground. Coach can normally reach, but I overtrained this weekend. Let's bring those hands out into a push-up position. And then let's bring those feet up. Let's roll up. Ooh, nice and tall. Turning over. We're gonna do 5 of these. My hamstrings are totally shot. But that's okay because we're gonna work them out today. Get some blood flow, and hopefully by tomorrow they're feeling better. Because this bend, we want those legs nice and straight, but I'm just bending due to ailment. Beautiful. Hey, Tina. Now on this next one, since it's our last, let's stay in this push-up position. And we're gonna do downward dog toe taps, opposite toe, opposite finger, 5 each side, 10 total. Beautiful. Let's bring that leg forward. We're just gonna rock out these hips. Good. We're gonna stretch out what we hit on Monday. Work through that. I know tug of war's over, Tina. I got things to do. You can hit that hamstring on the outside, on the back side. Just rock between these 3 times each side. After that third rock, neutral position, opposite hand outside of that knee. Let's open up that thoracic spine. Let's get 5 of these openers. Also hit back on Monday, so we want to really make sure we're working out those muscles because today would be their peak soreness. Where for me, I'm still sore on Wednesday? Day 3 of my Sunday workout. Coach made that rookie mistake in overtraining. Whenever you get yourself back into a gym, you always want to be very nice and gentle. I even only did 3 lower body exercises and I could barely walk yesterday. So a lesson that I clearly still need to be taught because I keep doing it. There's the fourth one. We're hitting 5. Beautiful. All right, Tina's favorite tabletop position because she loves to get in my face. Let's hit these cat cows. Cat cows, Tina. Can you show them sit? Good girl. Good job. We're going to arch that back. Inhale, nice and deep through the nose. Once you get all that breath in, let's exhale into that cat. Really rounding that back, tucking in that chin. Let's do each of these 4 times. But I even like to lean back a little bit. Gets a good stretch in those lats. That might be sore from Monday. She got spoiled while we were waiting. We played tug of war. So she's upset. Thank you. That I ditched her. She also does this thing where she starts doing every trick she knows to try to get my attention. And then just for fun, let's come down to the mat or the ground. We're going to hit these shin boxes. So staggered stance. Let's keep those feet on the ground. Challenge yourself. Keep those hands up. If you need to balance on the back, totally fine. I just put my hands behind me. And if you don't have this full range of motion, we can even overlap these and just start slow, building up to that full staggered position. Right, girl? I know, you just look so sad in front of me with this rope. Get one more of these each side. And on these next ones, we're going to come up onto those knees, activate those hips. Now we are in strength and power. And since it's just you today, if, what word am I looking for? Impact. If impact is an issue, let me know and I will adjust. But if not, feel free to stay silent and I will keep those power movements at a more of an impact than our hypertrophy training. Doing some knee drives. Let's get one more on the other side. Beautiful. And since we're here, let's hit some sweeps. So we're going to come to our side. Knees are at a 90-degree. Knees are also staying stuck to the ground. And we're going to sweep that hand over our head, around the world, into our back pocket, trying to keep that hand in contact with the ground if we can. Did I say we're doing 3? Because we're doing 3. Beautiful. Let's hit these glute bridges, warm up these glutes, especially because we're doing pull today. So that's a lot of posterior chain, which means the muscles in the back of us. Let's make sure that those feet are shoulder width apart. We can touch those heels, gluing them to the ground. We're going to tuck those ribs in like we're trying to pull them to our hips. Close that excuse me, that gap between your back and the mat. And let's fire up those glutes. We're going to hit 10 of these, shooting them up, squeezing at the top, forming a bridge between our shoulder and our knees. I don't know why my brain has just stopped working so much. It's usually, unfortunately, because this class is at the end of my day. So after talking and looking at a screen and doing things, I'm ready to just focus on pushing through, and my mouth doesn't keep up with my brain sometimes. But and I got one more here, going nice and controlled, making sure I'm keeping that under tension to get as much activation as possible. Excuse me, Tina. Thank you, girl. All right, we're going to hit these neural activations. Excuse me. Something in my throat there. We're going to start up tall, Coach is going to say go. We're going to hit that drop squat. Coach is going to say go. And we're going to hit that 2-inch sprint. Coach is going to say left or right. And I want you to freeze with whatever side leg in the air. See if we can work on that balance and stabilize quickly. Starting up nice and tall. I'm on my tiptoes. Go. Go. Right. Woo. There we go. Hello. Happy hump day. Reset. Go. Go. Right. Oh, much better that time. All right. Reset. Go. Go. Left. Okay. Reset. Go. Go. Right. Beautiful. Get one more here. Reset. Go. Go. Left. Beautiful. All right. Something's got a frog in my throat. All right, we're going to hit RDLs to start. We'll add in a little power, a little flair to them. So we're going to do those single leg RDLs. If balance is an issue today, we can hit that staggered stance. Use that back foot as a kickstand. I want less than 10% of your weight on that back foot. If you're following with me, you've either got one dumbbell on the opposite side. So if I'm working my left leg, it's in my right hand. 2 dumbbells, making sure that with either of those, the knuckle is staying in contact with the leg, or you're like me and using a long therapeutic band. We are going to hit, we'll do 8 each side. But as we do a normal RDL here, when we fire up, I want to bring that knee up and do a nice knee drive. So with every rep, going till we feel a good stretch in that hamstring. Nice, powerful up with that knee drive. 8 each side. Now, as coach said early on, my hamstrings are not happy with me today. So my form might not look, perfect. Like normal, right? I'm just kidding. But if we're doing this with that staggered stance, we're down, shooting up like this. So just barely bringing that leg down and shooting up. Switching sides. I'm going to complain about my hamstrings the whole day, and I apologize. Whew. That exhaustion, too, really messes with that balance. Make sure you're not letting that weight pull you forward. Keep those shoulder blades squeezed together to keep that back nice and neutral. Now, for our next movement, same thing. We're going to do 6 each side for this one. We're going to hit our half kneeling overhead press. So again, I'm using a band, so I'm going to use my top foot as an anchor. If you're using a dumbbell, we're here, right at the shoulder. I don't want that shoulder fully out. Bring that in about a 45-degree angle. And to make this nice and powerful, as we've been doing in this block, we're going to shoot up really fast, nice and slow on that reset. Hitting 6 each side. I will say, though, I know you and I are always talking about the weather, and it right before class, it rained for like 20 minutes, and it brought the weather from like 75 to like 64. And boy, was I happy. When the weather stopped or the rain stopped, I went outside and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Then I opened up my windows, and as always, turned off that AC. It's coming, I promise. I know you've been having those 100-degree days, but the good weather is coming. But then that brings snow. So I don't know how good that is. Beautiful. All right, we got pillar to plank for our complementary stabilization. So starting in a good plank position, down to a pillar, back up. So down and up is 2, you're doing 10. or we're hitting dead bug 1, which is more my speed today. 5 each side, 10 total. Closing that gap between our back and the mat. Keep those toes flexed, knees at a 90 degree, opposite ligaments. Stretching out, really being intentional, keeping that gap closed, especially on the elongation. If you're doing the pillar to plank, you will probably finish before my dead bugs, which just means you get a little extra rest. Beautiful. All right. Got to keep an eye on the time. Our ESC might get cut down. Shame, but that's okay. We did start a little bit late. All right. Whew. We have another guest. John, welcome, John. It's just been me and Minaj today, so today's been a little more lackadaisical in terms of me talking to myself and having conversation rather than bringing up too much. So as I told, him if impact is an issue, let me know and I'll adjust since it's just 2 of us in class today. But we are hitting these RDLs, single leg, 8 each side, with that knee drive at the top, bringing some power in there. Keep that back neutral. Keep those shoulder blades tucked. Don't let that band or those dumbbells pull you forward. And remember, we could do kickstand with this as well if balance is an issue. Hey, Tina, what's out there, girl? What's that? Just kidding. Made you look. You guys can tell I've been bored. It's my husband's finally home next Wednesday, but it's just been me and Tina, so she's getting to the point of being sick of me. I'm sure her dad is her person, so I'm just the, what do they call it? The alternate human, the extra human. Excuse me. We're coming back down, 8 each side for those RDLs. We're hitting these overhead press, 6 each side. Really powerful and quick on that execution. Nice and slow on that reset. I didn't say it yet today. Focus on that breath. Exhale on that execution. Nice deep inhale on that reset. Beautiful. And as you guys can tell, because you're my regulars, I've finally gotten to the point where I'm just over my mat. So I'm using my mat for hands only. Go work, keep pushing. I hear you, Tina. There's a dog outside, which means she's gonna die if she doesn't make it out there in 2 minutes. As I've said, we got pillar to plank. So this is 1, that would be 2. You're hitting 10, or you've got 10 dead bugs. 5 each side. Now, because I overtrained, was way too zealous getting back into a full gym. Thank you, Tina. I way overtrained. I made a rookie mistake. So I'm all about my correctives and as much extra rest as I can get today as possible. All right, 2 down. 1 to go in this circuit. And then we'll switch on over to circuit number 2. Are you excited about circuit number 2, Tina? Are you excited? Yeah? Cool. All right. Let's get it going. Grab some water if you need it. I know. We'll go later, I promise. We've already gone on 2 walks today, and you'd think that she's just tortured all day. All day long. All right, 8 each side for the last time. Feeling good, looking pretty, adjusting the weight as we see fit. Oop, all right. My body said, if you don't do that kickstand, you think I'm about to go through one more round with the way your balance is right now? Absolutely not. Sweet. One more side, we'll wash our hands with these RDLs. Yep. I tried. Not in the cards today, but that's okay. You can see my back still staying straight. Still getting that good knee drive in. Balance is still off, but you know, get it how you live it. Sweet. Washing our hands with those RDLs. Now let's finish up. Whew, you know what? I'll go heavy on this last one. Why not? My RDLs, my hamstrings could never today. And my shoulders, still feeling pretty good. 6 each side. Nice and powerful on that execution. One last time. You know, I was amazed at how much you can really do with just bands. You know, maybe that's just me, but you know, the different resistance in these bands. Now, obviously, if you're somebody taking your training very, very seriously, where you need to adjust weights and get X% better each week, well, you're not going to get that out of the bands, but you're still going to get a little too hard there. A really effective workout. Like I said, I've been probably in better shape doing these workouts from home than I was in the gym. Ooh, beautiful. It's funny, on my right shoulder, it pops when I go up, and I used to play basketball. So what they tell you in basketball, also you're hitting your complementaries right now. Sorry, I didn't say that. Pillar to plank or dead bugs. But in basketball, you know, you could shoot with your elbow out. They want you to keep your elbow tucked in, right? So I was a shooting guard, and I could tell if my shot was going to go in or not if my shoulder cracked, if I could hear my shoulder pop a little bit, because I knew that I had my elbow tucked in. So I actually could get most of my own rebounds because I could already tell if I needed to chase it or not, or if I was good to go down the court and get back on defense. So there's a little fun fact no one asked about, but to know a little bit more of the coach. I was a basketball girly, 15 years, and I loved it. But I was that girl who was always on the outside of the threes. I knew my place, and it was not in the paint. I also always really wanted to get into soccer, but I am not coordinated with my feet at all. Why are you getting up, Holly? Get back on the ground. We've got single leg glute bridges. We're going to really get that burn today. You can even intensify this with a dumbbell on your hips. Right, Tina? Dumbbell on your hips. You'd do that because you're so strong. We're going to do single leg. We're only going to hit 6 each side, but really focused on shooting up nice and tall, nice and tall, nice and strong, not letting your ribs flare like coach just did. There we go. Slow on that execution. Beautiful. Now that first one, I got a little too excited and my ribs definitely flared way up. Now, if you're somebody who has a stability ball, one of those big blow up stability balls, you could also put your ankle in on that to even intensify it more. I do have one, but it's not blown up. Nice and quick, slow on that reset. Beautiful. All right. Last thing we're hitting, we're going to stay on our backs like this. We're going to hit a chest press. If push-ups are a better intensity for you, I am not strong in my upper body and my chest right now. So I could not do push-ups quickly on the execution and slowly on that reset. So if that's a better intensity than a little band, by all means, hit 8 push-ups, really powerful. I'm gonna hit my chest press. You could either do this with dumbbells in your hand or a band like I have it around my back. I would just not be able to do full pull-ups. So I'm gonna do floor press. As long as we're really attacking that concentric and nice and slow on that eccentric, that reset, keeping that breath in line, inhaling on this reset, exhaling on that execution. I for sure could have grabbed my heavy band though. You could also go on your knees. You could also do an elevated surface, but I know myself and I could not. So with that being said, let's hit this rotational. We're gonna hit plank openers. We're gonna only do 4 each side, but getting in a nice plank position, bringing one hand underneath, opening up nice and tall. Beautiful. Now with that one, as you probably saw, I'm not as straight as a total plank because we're adding in a little rotation. We're also leaning down a little bit, so it's okay if you're not perfectly straight on that. But you know Coach loves. We love a round where we stay on the ground. Rounds on the ground. Rounds on the ground. Nope, that's not what I meant. I know. But we got glute bridges to hit now, Tina. We got our rest. We got some water. Let's attack the second round. Adjust that weight if you need to. And let's push it out. There we go. It was a little bit too far out. Oh, let's not get aggressive in the mic, Tina. Whew. Now these might seem like not a lot, but boy, are they mighty, especially with that power execution. It's my last one. You got your rope stuck on you, girl. There it is. Excuse me. All right, we're going into either your push-ups or your floor press. I'm just grabbing a heavier band for this one. We're doing, did I say 8? I think I said 8. 8 would make sense. Powerful, nice and quick, coming down. Same thing with that overhead press. I don't want those shoulders coming straight out in line with your clavicle. I want them pulled in at about 45 degrees. So your armpit angle essentially would be a 45-degree angle between your upper arm and your rib cage. You can really see the difference there in the speed of pushing up, coming down nice and controlled. Beautiful. Once you get your 8, hitting these plank openers. And if this is too much or we have really bad wrist pain, we can even come down onto our forearm. Oh, hi, Tina. Excuse me. We can come down onto our forearm and make it a little bit easier. 3 each side. Beautiful. Now with that one, you'll see my back was a lot straighter because I'm closer to the ground. She just pops up and scares me sometimes. A lot of times she gets like kicked because she's just right under your feet, but she also knows better. So, you know, it happens. All right, got my water. I'm not gonna rest as much because this round is not as intense because I'm not using weight, dumbbells, or anything crazy like that. So if you need a little extra time, by all means take it. I'm going to finish out this last round. Amazing. Oh, goodness. Like I said, those are silent killers right there. Hitting these last 8, floor press or push up, whatever floats your boat, as long as, hello, there we go. As long as you're getting the intensity you need for it to feel difficult at the 8th rep. Now, even though at home we're not getting as much, as much intensity as we could with heavy weights in the gym or machines or things like that. But one thing that we can work on tremendously is our neuromuscular adaptations and our mind to muscle connection. That mind to muscle connection at home, I swear mine has not been better since I've been lifting. I've been lifting in the gym since 16. So 10 years. Yes, I'm 26, but 10 years of lifting. And in just, a few months of doing it at home, my engagement and activation is so much better. 3 of these each side. All right. Okay, Aura. 540. Amazing. We got 10 minutes of EST. Give you about 30 seconds here to grab some water, catch that breath, adjust. We have green zone. So we've got 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 3 movements. Here they are. We're going to do jumping jacks to start. We're going to go into skaters, which again, remember, you can take away that jump if you need to on both of those. And then we're going to finish with just a 2-inch jog. So not our march that we've done in yellow zone, not our sprint. Oh, I'm already out of breath. See, not our sprint that we do, but a nice comfortable jog where 30 seconds feels tiring. Are we ready to go? Ready to rumble? Checking on that heart rate. Oh, pretty high, I'm sure. Let's get going. We're going to get started here in 3, 2, 1. And let's hit these jumping jacks. 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So you want to work at a good intensity where 30 seconds feels pretty tiring, but you'll still be able to recover in that 30 seconds of break. With that being said, we've got about 10 seconds left here till we get our first little break. We'll work in 3, and 2, and 1, and rest. Skaters are coming up next. What are you looking for? Excuse me. So she's got this huge blanket that I actually knitted her, but she gets things stuck in it all the time. I think she's looking for her new bone. I have no idea where that is at. Sorry, girl, I tried to help you. But I got skaters here in 6 seconds, so I got things to do. All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's push them out. See, that's how she gets kicked in the head. I don't want to hurt you, girl. I don't know where she put it. Halfway there. Go work. We got 3, and 2, and 1, and rest. If you ever feel like you start getting to an intensity you can't keep up with, nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth will get you back where you need to be. 2-inch jog coming up in 10 seconds. Drop. 3, 2, 1. And let's push it out. That's as far as my soccer skills go. Not far at all. So you see, I'm moving at a pretty good pace. Nothing too crazy, but enough that I'm huffing and puffing just a little bit, talking to you guys. Keep it up for 3, 2, 1, and rest. We'll get 3 rounds today, maybe 4. We started late, which is totally fine, but just gonna cut it down a little bit. We are gonna get jumping jacks in 10 seconds. I know I always sit there and I'm like, I don't want to work out by myself. I hope somebody shows up. All right, we're jumping in 3, 2, 1. Let's push it out. Nice deep breath. Let it out. You can even do the talk test like what I do all the time. You can say something out loud, hold a conversation. Then you know you're not working too hard. Go work. We got 5 seconds. We're done in 3, 2, 1, and rest. We've got skaters coming up next. I didn't know I was going to shock you. I'm sorry. Skaters in 10. Getting my active recovery in. Some footwork. We're skating in 3, 2, 1. Push it out. Keep that intensity up there, but be able to sustain it. If in 10 seconds you feel like you can't breathe, crank it back just a little bit. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Starting to get tired. It's not really getting my heart rate. It says 157, but it says it's calculating. 2-inch jog, 15 seconds. All right, we're jogging in 3, and 2, and 1. Let's push it out. Nice, decent speed here. Nice, easy bend in the knee. I'm falling right out of the balls of my feet. Heels are barely touching the ground, and then I'm shooting right back up. I don't know what pace this is, but I'd probably say like a 12-minute mile, knowing myself. 3, 2, 1, and rest. What did we just do? 2-inch jog. We've got jumping jacks coming up in 15 seconds. Tina's getting her ESG in right now too. We're jumping in 3, 2, 1. Push it out. Now, if shoulder issues make this difficult, we can get right here and do a punch if we need to. That way we're not getting that full extension there in that shoulder joint if we've got some pain. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. We only have 2 minutes left. 2 rounds. 1 round of skaters, 30 seconds. 1 round of 2-inch jog, 30 seconds. So I'm really only asking for uno minuto más. Only 1 minute more. I'm on my Duolingo. All right, let's get going. We're going in 3, 2, 1, pushing it out. I took 4 years of Spanish in middle school and high school, 5 years between the two, and I didn't really stick with it. But I want to get back on my Spanish grind. I went to Barcelona a couple years ago and I was proud of myself how much I knew, but not near fluent. So on my Duolingo every day. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we just got 2-inch jogs. I also want to learn German. A lot of my family is still in Germany, but that language, you know anything about German, it breaks every rule of language. And they're the only language really that has crazy words for everything. So not going to happen anytime soon. Let's finish up this jog in 3, 2, 1, and go. Let's start up this jog to finish up ESD is what I meant. You can even jog in a circle. You see how I'm moving really slow, but I'm still able to get high intensity. That's the idea of this. It's really more of a bounce than anything else. Keep pushing. We are done in 3, 2, 1, and rest. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, round of applause for you guys. Thank you for coming. Let's get this cool down going. I'm gonna come down to my mat. I'm at 166, 550. Let's see where I'm at in 2 minutes. And if you have an Apple Watch, you know, it tells you if it's kind of gross. All right, we'll hit this hamstring. Oh, those you coaches' hamstrings are not where they need to be. For some reason, Apple Watches like retain water, and it'll tell you to like release the water, which in this case is just like the sweat from my wrist, which I think is really disgusting. I don't know why it does that, but I just got that notification. That might have been TMI. I apologize if it was, but thanks, Tina. She's like, no, you're good, girl. I got you. Okay, let's switch sides. Ooh. Don't be like Coach. Get that leg nice and straight. Coach made a mistake on Sunday. Overtrained. Okay, girl. I hear ya. Nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1 more of these here. Good. Let's come onto our tabletop position. I'm going to stand to our stomachs, but not quite yet. And let's hit this cat-cow 1 more time. When we're in that cow, we're getting a nice deep breath, breathing in as much air as we can, looking up to the ceiling. As we exhale, we rotate into that cat. Let all that air out, tuck in that chin. And let's do this for 4 breaths, which means 4 rounds. It's a good time to start doing a nice body scan. Start at the head. With every exhale, move down a little bit. So now I'm in my neck and shoulders, feeling any pain, soreness. Thank you, girl. She's getting the zoomies. It's going to happen here in a second. I can feel it. After those shoulders are in your chest, then your abdomen back, going into your hips, glutes. Thank you. Can you go place? Thank you. Sorry about that. Just getting a little rambunctious. And once you get your 4, we're going to open up those knees, widen out those hips, and let's sink down into them, hitting this child's pose. Really inch those hands out with every exhale. 2 minutes in, I was at 166. I'm at 109. A good little recovery. Same thing here. Get all that breath in on this cobra. As you exhale, let's move into that child's pose. Let's get 1 more of those. Inhale into that cobra. And exhale sitting in that child's pose, being grateful that we got through Wednesday, and that means tomorrow is Friday Eve, which is amazing. We do only have 4 classes left, unfortunately. But with that being said, we're going to make the most of it. If you need any other extra resources, tips, tricks, anything from me before these classes end, please feel free to reach out. If not, have a fantabulous day. I'm about to go take Tina for a little walk, and I will see you guys Friday, same time, same place. Have an excellent day. Thanks for showing up, guys. Thank you. All right. Toodaloo.